Sing a song to dusk azure, hail on the old-time campers. Come and be with us once again. Let every loyal Boy Scout sing. Come into the out of doors. Come from the city's turmoil. Work to gain the highest honor. The scouting may mean more to you. To the skies, to the trees, to everything in the wilderness, to the cooks, to the eats, to the food that's always prepared for us, to our friends, to our pals, to those who brought us happiness, to the chief, to the men, to those who've always stood by. Oh, sing a song to Tuskazor, hail all the old-time campers. Come and be with us once again. Let every loyal Boy Scout sing. Come into the out of doors. Come from the city's turmoil. Work to gain the highest honor. The scouting may mean more to you.
Hello, Troop 98. It's me, Rob, coming to you from our super secret, remote summer camp stand-in fire location. I know a lot of you are bummed that we didn't get to go to 7 ranges this year and participate in all the fun that we had planned. But there's a few traditions that we can still take part in, and that includes our Thursday night campfire. So, got a couple traditions coming up for you, and the first is the sharing of the ashes. These ashes are from campfires that date back to the jamborees, training courses, summer camps. Every summer camp Troop 98's ever had at Camp 7 ranges are in these ashes. So I'm going to add them to our fire. We're now officially in the brotherhood of the summer camp fire. The next tradition we have are our dedications. Sit back, relax, enjoy the fire. The dedications will begin momentarily.
Oh, Mr. Johnny Verbeck, how could you be so mean? I told you you'd be sorry for inventing that machine. Now all the neighbors' cats and dogs will never more be seen. They've all been ground to sausages in Johnny Verbeck's machine. There was a little Dutchman, his name was Johnny Verbeck. He was a dealer of sausages and sauerkraut to spec. He had the finest sausages the world had ever seen. And one day he invented a wonderful sausage-making machine. Oh, Mr. Johnny Verbeck, how could you be so mean? I told you you'd be sorry for inventing that machine. Now all the neighbors' cats and dogs will never more be seen. They've all been ground to sausages in Johnny Verbeck's machine. One day a little Dutch boy came walking in the store. He bought a pound of sausages and laid them on the floor. The boy began to whistle, he whistled up the tune, and all the little sausages went dancing around the room. Oh, Mr. Johnny Verbeck, how could you be so mean? I told you you'd be sorry for inventing that machine. Now all the neighbors' cats and dogs will never more be seen. They've all been ground to sausages in Johnny Verbeck's machine. One day the machine got busted, the darn thing wouldn't go. So Johnny Verbeck, he climbed inside to see what made it so. His wife, she had a nightmare when walking in her sleep. She gave the crank a heck of a yank, and Johnny Verbeck was me. Oh, Mr. Johnny Verbeck, how could you be so mean? I told you you'd be sorry for inventing that machine. Now all the neighbors' cats and dogs will never more be seen. They've all been ground to sausages in Johnny Verbeck's machine.
You have all been found guilty of spying and will be sentenced by firing squad.
Guys, I know how we can get out of this. I'll go first, follow my lead.
First prisoner. Ready! Aim!
Hurricane!
prisoner. Ready? Aim! Coronavirus! Wait, social distance, guys, social distance. One. Third prisoner. Ready? Aim!
Fire! Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
I love skits.
Where did you get that shirt?
J.C. Penney,
What about the shoes?
J.C. Penney,
And the hat?
J.C. Penney.
Who are you?
I'm J.C. Penney.
There were snakes, as big as garden rakes in the store, in the store. There were snakes, as big as garden rakes in the quartermaster's store. My eyes are dim, I cannot see. I have not brought my specs with me. I have not brought my specs with me. There were rats, as big as alley cats in the store, in the store. There were rats, as big as alley cats in the quartermaster's store. My eyes are dim, I cannot see. I have not brought my specs with me. I have not brought my specs with me. There were mice, eating all the rice in the store, in the store. There were mice, eating all the rice in the quartermaster's store. My eyes are dim, I cannot see. I have not brought my specs with me. I have not brought my specs with me.
No. I said this was a dedication campfire. Didn't call for skits. But since I got your all's attention, it's time for a Spot announcement.
Bark, bark, bark!
Thank you, Spot.
King Gangoo, gooly, 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 watch out. King Gangoo, King Gangoo. King Gangoo, gooly, 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 watch out. King Gangoo, King Gangoo. Ayla, Ayla, Shayla, Ayla, Shayla, Ayla, ooh. Ayla, Ayla, Shayla, Ayla, Shayla, Ayla, ooh.
I had a good time being senior patrol leader, but I have to pass the stick over to Nathan here, who is also going to take equally, if not better, care of you. Thank you, Kyle. No problem.
I dedicate this stick to my parents and friends.
I dedicate this stick to all the people in my life, my mom, my dad, my grandma, and my sister.
My name is Joseph Falzone, and I want to dedicate my stick to all the privileges I have.
I want to dedicate this stick to my father because he's taught me a lot about what it means to be a scout.
I dedicate this stick to all of the future times that we're going to have in the troop. Although they may be different than they are right now, due to everything that's going on, it'll still be hopefully just as enjoyable as it is in the past.
I guess I dedicate this stick to my my grandpa because he was a Boy Scout too, and he died before I actually became a Boy Scout, and I bet JD's really proud of me for having this far along in the scouting program. So yeah, I guess that's what this stick is dedicated to.
I want to dedicate my stick to this troop. I've been with the troop for a while now. I feel very blessed to be with you guys, with the leaders. This year has offered us some really tough times to deal with, but they've all pulled through for you. You guys have pulled through for us. It was really exciting to see a couple weekends meetings ago where we first met in person again. The excitement that was there. I dedicate this stick to you, that excitement, that friendship, those bonds that you will make through this troop, through the years that you're involved. I hope to be here many more years. You guys are the best. To you.
My dedication is to the toughness I have seen so much of this year. As scouts, we go into every year, every camp out, and every meeting with a plan. But without a doubt, some challenge comes up for us to deal with. Dealing with all of these challenges builds in us a great deal of toughness. So thank you for staying tough when faced with all these challenges.
The truth comes out when the fire burns low. Look into our fire. Look at the embers, how they grow and they crackle. Look at how the flames slowly reach up into the sky. I want you to stop and think. It's been over 365 days since I spoke to you at this fire. So much in the world has changed. People we knew aren't here with us tonight. New faces have come and they've joined us. And it's time for us to pause and to reflect. Ordinarily, I'd ask you to reflect on the time you've spent at camp and the goals that you've set and what you have achieved. But this year we have far bigger things that we need to focus on. And that is legitimately what scouting is and what our purpose is as an organization. We need to stop and think about what we need to do going forward. Anyone who's been in the troop for a while knows that I press people to live like we did on 9/12. You've all heard the story. We all know what happened on September 11th. When those towers came down, anyone who was alive then can tell you where they were and the feeling of hopelessness that sat in your belly. Those towers came crashing down, and as a 10-year-old, the world is ending. Buildings are falling down, planes are crashing out of the sky. And my dad came to me and said, "Son, I need you to mow the grass tomorrow." Some of you might chuckle, Some of you might not understand what that meant. That was my dad telling me that life is going to go on. Now we have an important thing to think about as scouts. Scouts don't blaze trails. We find them and we show people how to follow us. And that's why I'm referencing 9/11. Because people think that was a defining moment, and it wasn't. If 9/11 was our defining moment, that was a point we should be pitied as a culture. The defining moment was 9/12. When the sun rose on that morning, we stood up and decided we're going to be one people, one country, check on our neighbors, check on our family, check on our friends, go around, help one another. And that brings us to where we are now. Every generation has a moment that defines them. And the generation before prays that it doesn't happen. You young men are being called upon now. This is your moment. What's going on in 2020 will be what we talk about for years to come. And you will have to live with the actions you chose to take. Look into our fire. Think about the laughter, the joy that's been shared around this fire. I talked to you about the ashes and how so many people have stood around this fire and enjoyed themselves. And every one of them has taken the same oath that you have, an oath of service. And you need to reflect on that now. You have 3 duties as a scout. First, you have a duty to God. Serve the Lord in the way that you see best fit. You have a duty to others. We have to come together as a people. We have to decide that we're going to take care of one another. You have to find a way to do that. I can't tell you the best way to go forward. It's not my place. You need to see a need, and when you see that need, fill it. Don't wait for somebody to tell you what needs to be done. When you see it, do it. And that brings me to my next point. You have a duty to yourself. You must keep yourself strong, healthy, and mentally prepared for what is coming. I wish I could tell you that these are easy times and that things are just going to go back to the way that they were, but that's just not the case. We'll be dealing with the aftermath of this for a while, and you have to be prepared for that. I don't tell you these things to scare you or to make you think that you have chores coming. I tell you because you have a choice to make. When a ship is lost at sea, there's nothing the captain can do. The night is dark, the waves are crashing over the bow, the storm seems that they're going to consume everyone on board. And then a beacon shows up in the distance. A small light breaks through the fog and the rain, and they know they're close to shore. That's your job as a scout, is to be that light, be that beacon of hope, that people can go, a new day will dawn, that the sun will rise again, and when it does, we'll rise up stronger and better for it. I ask you all to dedicate yourself tonight to the concept that we will not just fade away quietly. We will in fact rise from this crisis, from this struggle, and prove to the world what it is that we are capable of. That only happens if you make the conscious effort to live the Scout oath and law. They're not just words. They're a creed. They bind us together. They bind everyone who's ever stood around this fire. People from around the world who speak different tongues, languages, have different religions, but our hearts all beat together as one because we have a same moral code and creed. you have a choice to make. Look into our fire. The choice should be simple to you. As those embers burn and the smoke ascends to heaven, make your decision. Are you going to be the scout? Are you going to find the way forward so that other people can follow us into a bright and glorious future? Or are you going to choose not to and ride with us into an abyss? These are deep concepts for you guys. And I know it doesn't seem possible, but the grass needs cut. Life will go on. And if we do our best, 2020 will be but a bleep in history. And 2021 will be the year that everyone goes, we did it. And we came together. And I trust that in 2021, Troop 98 will be back at Prophet's Rest, back around this fire, and I'll have a lecture for you guys about your week at camp. The choice, as always, is yours.